On YouTube, man. Now today on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon, I got a couple things I want to talk about, and they all have to do with the NFL. So buckle it on in, because we locked in. I got a little bit of yapping to do today. So I watched Monday Night Football last night, and this is the second Monday in a row that I've seen teams put up 40 points in Monday Night Football. But we're not going to talk about that. The first thing I want to get out of the way: FanDuel be scamming, and let me tell you how. I placed a parlay. In case you're wondering, it didn't hit. I placed two. The first one only put $5 on it because I knew it wasn't going to hit. The second one, I put 10 on it for a payout of like 400, 500, something like that. And it was one leg away from hitting. Let me tell you what the parlay was. It was DK Metcalf touchdown. In case you're wondering, that's the leg that didn't hit. In case you didn't watch the game, he did not get a touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. Oh, he got a touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown touchdown. Oh, he got a touchdown. I'm going to talk about that in a minute too. And Kenneth Walker touchdown. Well, that brother had three. One of them could have been DK's if he just gets tackled 1 yard later. And then Detroit to win. Detroit money line. It was those 5 legs, 4 of the 5 hit. But before 4 of those 5 legs hit, there was one leg that was stressing me out, and it was a Amon-Ra St. Brown touchdown. I watched this man throw an absolute dot straight in the breadbasket to Jared Goff, of all people, throwing touchdown. It's a wide receiver, not a quarterback. Not a quarterback. The parlay was anytime touchdown. That's what it said on FanDuel. Anytime touchdown scorer. Now, for a quarterback, if you don't know, obviously a throwing touchdown, a passing touchdown doesn't count. But for a receiver, you would think a throwing touchdown, because the receivers aren't normally throwing the ball, that would count on the parlay. It didn't. I was texting in the group chat when that happened. I was like, please explain to me how this doesn't count. They scamming, blah, 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 blah. I had the veins popping out of my neck. The vein was popping out over here. The vein was popping out right here. The vein was popping out over here. I was upset. I'm playing my career on 2K, trying to grind. I'm like an 81 overall now. Only $10 spent on BC. That didn't do nothing. I would have been better off not even spending that damn $10. I'll probably be like a 77 right now. It's basically the same thing. Anyways, I'm grinding on 2K. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting through my season. I'm trying to get to the playoffs. We're almost at the playoffs. I'm grinding. I'm playing my career games 5 minutes, simming out once I'm up 25, so that way I can get the 1,000 VC. I'm only playing key games and GOAT moment games, and then playoffs, all-star, all that stuff. I'm playing that on the TV, but on my right, I got the 2 games on my computer. The Tennessee game, we'll get there. But in this game, I'm watching, and I see Amon-Ra St. Brown throw for a touchdown. I go to check. I go to log into FanDuel, and it says it didn't hit on the parlay. I said, oh. Now, luckily for me, as you can see on this highlight reel, he got a receiving touchdown later after that moment. But you see, that hadn't happened yet, so I was stressed out. But let's talk about this game. The Lions went up there and put 42 points up. Jared Goff didn't throw an incompletion. The one incompletion he threw, he got called back because of a penalty. Jamison Williams, 70 of his yards, and the touchdown came on 1 reception. Their running game is disgusting. If Terry and Arnold can stop getting 17 penalties a game, and if their defense can just maybe play a little better, this team is disgusting. Now, the defense being the problem for back-to-back years is not great. I told y'all the secondary got better. Well, it didn't look too much better. They had Geno Smith up there throwing for 400 yards. It didn't look too much better last night. Terry and Arnold was out there getting every penalty you could get as a DB, okay? But now that we're done talking about that game, it was cool. You know, Jets set, Jared Goff sets NFL record, blah, blah, blah. That's cool. The Lions are 3-1, good for y'all. The Seahawks are 3-1, good for y'all. I want to talk about this game. And I have a few things to talk about. A few. First of all, the Miami Dolphins offense without Tua Tagovailoa is the worst offense in the league, and it is not close at all. Not close at all. Them boys can't complete a pass. They can't run the ball. They can't do anything. Like, they can't do play action because they can't run the ball well enough for the defense to bite on the play action. That's tough. So they can't complete a pass. They can't. Tyreek Hill's getting wide open on straight deep balls, beating L'Jarius Sneed twice, and one ball's underthrown, one ball's overthrown. Do you know how hard it is to overthrow Tyreek freaking Hill? That man is the fastest player in the league. You're overthrowing him. Do you know how difficult that is? But anyway, so they can't do anything without Tua Tagovailoa. Now, the value of Tua Tagovailoa right now is being shot through the roof because of the way that the Dolphins have played over the last 2.5 quarters, 2.5 games since he got hurt. That offense, abysmal, terrible, pungent. It stinks. It does not. It's bad, bro. Like, it's genuinely bad. Like, have you ever smelled someone cooking curry? I don't know about y'all, but I hate the smell of curry. That's what it smells like. ass, garbage, dumpster fire. It is bad. The defense, you give up 31 points to the Mason Rudolph-led Tennessee Titans. Speaking of Mason Rudolph, Will Levis, you lost your starting job. And you're looking at this, you're saying, well, Mason Rudolph only threw for 85 yards. How could Will Levis have possibly lost his starting job? Before Mason Rudolph came in, I think it was 2 or 3 series, the Titans didn't score a point. Mason Rudolph comes in immediately because Will Levis dives for a first down, doesn't get it, hurts his shoulder, all that, blah, blah, blah. Mason Rudolph comes in and his first 2 drives, field goals. Now, you're thinking, well, it's field goals. It's not that impressive. I'm not trying to tell you that under Mason Rudolph, this is the best offense in the NFL, but what I am trying to tell you is that under Mason Rudolph, this offense is at least goes from bottom 1 to bottom 10. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, the ceiling is higher or the floor is higher under Mason Rudolph than it is with Will Levis. Bro, he goes out there and sure, he was only 9-17 for 85 yards, but what he didn't do was turn the ball over. Sure, he was getting sacked because their offensive line sucked, but what he didn't do was turn the ball over. What he didn't do was place the ball in harm's way. What he did do was make the smart, timely throws, was give the ball to Tony Pollard, was manage the offense. Something that Will Levis has not proven that he could do. Something that the coaching over there with Bryce Callahan, I don't know if it's him or the offensive coordinator, but there are some things that I'm noticing where it's like, why would you stop running to the left side of your line? Why would you run to the right side that's not only weaker but also gets more penalties? Like, why are you doing that? Like, the coaching isn't great over there. I don't know how to feel about Bryce Callahan quite yet, but it was one thing that was 100% clear was that this team looks better with Mason Rudolph under center. I didn't even know Mason Rudolph was their backup. Hell, until Jordan Love got hurt, I didn't even know Malik Willis wasn't on the Titans anymore. But now that I've seen Mason Rudolph play, and please, again, I need you to understand, Mason Rudolph looked still like a bottom 3 quarterback in the league in that offense. But it looked better under him than it did under Will Levis. Will Levis genuinely might have just lost that starting job because of this game. They put up 31 points, and bro only... I don't know if this is a moment where I should be proud of the Titans or an indictment against the Dolphins, because how do you put up 31 points and he only threw for 85 yards? Like, what? Now, the turnover margin wasn't that big. The yards margin was pretty big. But, like, you look at this stuff and it's like, bro, like, y'all got ran on time after time after time. There was a point in this game where I think the Dolphins had, like, negative 19 rushing yards or something like that. Like, it was bad. Their rushing game was terrible. Now, they finished with 30 for 106. Congratulations, 3.5 a carry. That's not bad. But there was a time where this run game was absolutely pungent. Look at Devon Achane. 10 carries for 15 yards. Long of 5. Y'all couldn't do better than that. They started to giving the ball to Tyreek Hill out of the backfield. They started giving the ball to Tyreek Hill on screens out of the backfield. I'm seeing Jalen Waddle drop wide open passes the few times that they even get the ball to him. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. The game was terrible. It was like 9-6 at halftime or something like that. Or no, it was 9-6 going into it was 9-6 at halftime. I was about to say, when did it get? Yeah, 9-6 at halftime. Oh no, it was 9-3 at halftime. So it's 9-3 at halftime. I stopped watching this game. I turned on that Lions game because it was already 14-7. So I'm watching that Lions game, praying for my parlay to hit because I see Jahmyr Gibbs get a touchdown. I see, you know what I'm saying? I see the Lions are about to win. I'm thinking, ooh, parlay, parlay, parlay. I'm seeing Kenneth Walker get a touchdown. I'm thinking, ooh, parlay, parlay, parlay. Goes on. That parlay didn't hit. But, like, there are some interesting things that I've noticed about these Monday Night Football games. Like, last week, it showed us that Jaden Daniels is for real, and then he confirmed it on Sunday. This week, and last week, it also showed us that the Bengals freaking suck, especially defensively. But what else? This week, it shows me that the Dolphins without Tua, maybe the worst team in the league. Like, genuinely. Like, having Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle is cool and great, but when you can't get them the ball, when you don't have a running game that's a threat to anybody, when your defense can't even stop the Tennessee Titans from putting up 31 points because they're on the field so doggone much because your offense can't do anything. It showed me about the Lions that Jared Goff is really locked in right now. The Lions are really locked in right now. Their offensive play calling is disgusting. They can run whatever run play they want to run with, no matter which back is in the game, because their O-line is that good and their backs are that good and that dynamic. It showed me that the Seahawks offense is legit. Geno Smith is really out here trying his best, but their defense is terrible, especially their run defense. Well, I mean, they were missing some guys. They were missing Byron Murphy, the D-tackle from Texas. Like, they were missing some guys defensively. Please don't get me wrong, but it's like still. Now, Dan Campbell makes some calls that are questionable. Like, the Lions ended up giving up a safety because on a second and 10, something like that, backed up on their own goal line from the 1 with 2 minutes and 5 seconds left in the game to put the game away. Instead of doing what normal people would do and You know what I'm saying? Maybe running the ball, trying to get to the 2-minute warning. Dan Campbell tries to throw a deep ball. Jared Goff gets sacked, and it's a safety. Like, I don't know. I just learned a lot from these Monday Night Football games, but what it told me the most is that Will Levis might have lost his starting job. Now, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video, man. Yeah.